All right, everyone. So I'm doing this again after failing with that last live stream, which I'm eventually going to delete because nobody needs to see me and just my face talking for that long. But yeah, so this looks like it's working, and I am not going to fail this time. I promise. So we're going to go ahead and do the screen share so we can talk about what's going on. So we've got severe weather to the south and east. We have been tracking a thunderstorm that's moving into Georgia right now that's producing possibly a tornado. This has got multiple severe thunderstorm warnings with it. And this system right here has been producing a lot of active weather today. And it's just been incredibly busy. But it's kind of like deja vu because we've already seen so much severe weather in the south in the last few days, and it just keeps coming. So let's take a look right now at velocity. And yeah, looks pretty good there. This is just northeast of Eufaula over Coffinton, and this is along 39, and this is where the rotation is. And what we're tracking with this is, the rotation right here, and you get these spin ups in these storms that, a lot of times they move pretty quickly. It's a QLCS, quasi-linear convective system. And what they do is they produce these tornadoes, but they are often, a little shorter lived maybe than what you would see with, a kind of supercellular type deal where the supercells are out and away from the other storms and really getting going. So that's what we're looking at there. You certainly want to be paying attention to the weather. This is correlation coefficient. Maybe it doesn't look like I'm seeing any real tornado debris signature there, but we're going to keep an eye on things like that. But yeah, so this is what we're seeing right now with radar. The system is pushing east pretty quickly into Georgia, and you need to stay weather aware. So I'm going to check the live stream to make sure I'm doing this correctly because I do not want to mess it up again. That was not good. There we go. Looks like I'm good. So anyway, this system, I've been up since 2 in the morning, so just forgive me. We're going to switch this back over to where we can kind of take a look at the big full picture of what's going on. So this cluster of storms, this line of storms continues to push east, and the severe weather threat continues through the rest of the day, through Georgia, through mid-Georgia, Macon, Dublin, Vidalia, Savannah, up into Beaufort, Charleston, even into Columbia. This is going to continue into the Carolinas. So that's the system we're looking at now. Here's our weather maker for tomorrow. So you've got a low pressure here, kind of just east of Fargo. You can see it spinning. Got some, snow around International Falls, rain in St. Paul, into the Minneapolis area. This is a cold front, and that's going to be our weather maker. This system is what's going to be producing the severe weather threat for tomorrow. So here's a look at what radar could look like for the rest of today. You see that system here pushing east through Georgia, through the Carolinas, and then it pushes out. And then our next system winding up really quickly right behind it, producing another round of severe thunderstorms potentially for the south tomorrow. You see those storms breaking out in Georgia around 3 o'clock. So afternoon and evening, it's going to get active again. So there's just so much going on. We are going to get a little closer into the southeast right now, and we are going to take a closer look at the model. This is HRRR, and this is the 12Z model. Actually, this is the 13Z model. I want to go to the 12Z because it's a little more accurate. And, this is what's happening through the remainder of today into the afternoon and evening. These storms continue to push through middle part of Georgia and then eventually offshore. But gosh, it's just an active afternoon and evening for you folks. And my hometown is Savannah. So I've been watching this system really carefully. But you look at, Cape, and there's plenty of it in the afternoon and evening, over 1,000 joules per kilogram, even over 2,000 in some spots. So that's really juicy, the atmosphere. And, I've been looking at other parameters like the significant tornado parameter. Don't like seeing numbers quite that high. Not the highest I've ever seen, but it is certainly something we're watching out for. So the Storm Prediction Center, here's the categorical risk. An enhanced is a 3 out of 5. That's a pretty good indicator that you're going to see severe thunderstorms. That's what we've been seeing with this line, but also the tornado threat is certainly there. And there's a hatched area, and this includes Columbus, Savannah, Macon, up into Charleston. And that indicates that strong tornadoes are possible, F2 or above. So, in that little skinny line, you need to be especially aware that these storms could turn and you can see those tornadoes. And that line has been producing them pretty consistently. And in fact, in that 10% risk right now, we've got these tornado warnings. So it looks like SPC was right on with that. So this is just around Columbus, just northeast of Eufaula, moving into the Richland area, Butler. So Warner Robins, Macon, all the way east, Vidalia, McRae, Cordell, Savannah area, Statesboro, Beaufort. You folks need to be aware because this is heading your way and there's that threat for tornadoes. Wind, also a very big concern with this. 45% wind risk. That's the chance of damaging severe weather wind gusts within 25 miles. So 45% means you got about a 50% shot within 25 miles of seeing, some wind damage. And it could be your patio furniture is knocked over. It could be you lose a few shingles on your roof or even worse. Now, this area of Georgia I know quite well because I'm from there, and there's a lot of live oak trees. Those can fall over. If your house is next to one of those big, beautiful trees, please don't hang out in that room that's next to the tree while the storms are ongoing. That's just, I know it seems like maybe common sense, but I think it helps to remind people. And, there's possibly some hail with this as well for today. So that's what we're seeing for the rest of today. Let's switch our focus back over to our reflectivity and what the storms could look like on radar. So that's for the remainder of today. That's around 7 o'clock. So these continue into the afternoon and evening, and then they come to an end. And you can see the low pushes off of Virginia, and it's out of here. Then you get the next system. So this is 3 o'clock, and you can see those storms forming in Arkansas over into Missouri, into Kentucky. You get the line setting up tomorrow morning as that front gets closer, and you have a lot of instability to the south and east of this. And boy, do those storms start bubbling up in the early afternoon, especially in Georgia. So Macon up through Atlanta, and they just kind of continue into the afternoon, and then you get the line of storms rolling through with that front. So there's a lot going on there with this system as well, and a severe weather threat. Enhanced risk for tomorrow for Birmingham, Chattanooga, Columbus, Atlanta, slight risk for Savannah, up into Charleston, Columbia. A lot of the folks who are seeing the severe weather today are going to see it again tomorrow with this next system that is rolling through. The tornado risk is not as great, but 5%. Still something you need to be paying attention to. Damaging winds are possible. I think wind is certainly the main threat with this. And then you could see some hail as well. So all types of severe weather possible. We could see tornado warnings again tomorrow, but I think tomorrow it should be more of a wind threat. That's something you need to take seriously as well. For the rest of the evening, if you're in this hatched area here with the tornadoes, Savannah, Charleston, Vidalia, Macon, please stay weather aware. And then tomorrow we see that severe weather threat again. So, kind of back to Georgia, we got 2 tornado warnings. This continues to push east. It's moving into unstable air. There's plenty to work with. It's still early afternoon, so things can get going and keep going. And they have been going pretty much all day long. So keep it here. I'm going to continue to keep you updated as best as I can. And thank you for dealing with me. And if you're watching this stream too, thank you. And I'm sorry I messed up the earlier one. Oh, goodness. But yeah, I had an early morning. Waking up very early, it's not easy, but sometimes you got to do it. And yeah, I'm going to try to do more of these videos. And I hope that you all have a fantastic